Hello and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101. I am wildwest 08 and this is level 374. I am joined by my good friend KooshMoose. What's going on?
Not a whole lot. It's good to be back.
That's not what your Xbox profile says. It seems like there's a lot going on for you.
Well,
So,
yeah.
apparently we're on April Fool's Day in October.
Well, yeah. I mean, nothing serious going on. Just a lot of little things, a lot of jumping around.
Well, that's good. Boring's good. But to all of our listeners out there, this will definitely be coming out after Halloween, but we hope everyone had a great Halloween. We hope that kids had a fun, safe time, and my kids are at the perfect age for it. I've got 13, 10, and 7, so they're all excited to do it. What is your daughter going as? Do you know?
She is going as a cat person, so not like the musical, but she's just going as a just a big old cat looking person. I'm avoiding the F word. She said she wanted to go as a furry.
Okay.
I was like, no, daddy's worst nightmare. And it's like, stop that word. She's like, I want to go as a cat. And it's like, yes, you want to go as a cat.
That's better. As a little tangent on that, my high school, I think it was last year, or the year before. Sorry, not my high school. The high school where we live at right now. They had to make an exception because one of their students identified as a furry. So they were trying to do all that stuff. I don't really know specifically because my daughter's not in high school yet what concessions they did, but I did hear from some of the parents that there was a kid that identified as a furry. So that's kind of funny as you said that.
Well, she doesn't identify as a furry. She wanted to go with
I get that. Yeah, it's just when you said that, I was like, oh, that made me remember all the talk I had with some parents in my area.
Different level of commitment. But yeah. So she's was nice because we were using that as like a reward system. So like she'd get like a piece of her costume every week or two if she was doing everything she needed to do, chores and schoolwork and getting school on time, all that sort of fun stuff. So it's paying off, and now she gets to go and get candy on Friday. So
that's a great thing to do. I'll have to consider that. Yeah. Speaking of which, I have yet to use that joke we talked about last time with my wife. I just remembered that I need to go back and try that again. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we got to. I think my oldest two are going as we're kind of mostly out of the costume phase. Which the best thing to do is if you have kids that age is just to go to Target or Walmart right out like the day after Halloween, get next year's costume for 75% off.
If it still fits. Yeah.
or if your kid doesn't grow that much,
just get a mask, I guess.
There you go. But yeah, I think my two oldest are going as like they got some kind of Barbie get up from last year, and then my youngest is just doing a mix mash of like she wants to be a unicorn witch something. So I don't really know what that entails. I came back from my trip and I was going to go to Sam's Club and get something for them or for my youngest, and they're like, Dad, we already got everything. I was like, oh, perfect. Now I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Nice.
But yeah, we hope everyone has a good Halloween and gets lots of candy for the kids and is safe and fun. But we are going to go on to the Xbox portion of this. Koosh, the time has come. It looks like the last bastion of holding out on games going over to PlayStation is finally over, as they released a preview of the Halo campaign remastered that will be coming out on Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and PC. It is finally coming over. The original Halo.
Yeah. That's like the last bastion, right? I mean,
that's it, right? I don't think there's anything else. Master Chief is going to see what the PlayStation players will bring. Now, this is just the campaign. There's no multiplayer. There will be, I think, 2 players split screen co-op that I saw, and there will be online co-op for 4 players. But
4 players. That's what I heard.
Yeah, there will not be split screen 4-person. It will just be split screen 2-person from what I saw. So,
and then, I was showing my daughter. I saw the news article. And I was like, okay, look, here's 2 screens. Can you tell me which is the original and which is the current? She's like, it's night and day. was like, well, it is a 24-year difference between the two.
Oh yeah, it does. Like it looks pretty, very pretty.
It's
I don't know if
crazy.
the
It's been
word we
24
throw
years,
around,
right?
but yeah, I mean gives me good faith for depending on how this one comes out for the actual next new Halo iteration they do, because the game just looks well done, and I think they used the Unreal Engine 5 is what I
Mm-hmm.
heard. So
That's the theory, right? The theory is that they used this game to teach the devs how to do Unreal 5.
yeah, because there is 3 new missions that are on here.
Yeah.
So that's what people were saying as well. Let's see how these new missions are. I think they're supposed to be prequel missions from
Yeah.
what
I,
I
I
saw.
heard prequel. Yep.
So they'll be kind of bringing some new flavor to the first Halo game, and I guess that'll kind of see possibly what the direction they go in the future. So
Yeah. Not my favorite series, but yeah. So for me, that going to PlayStation wasn't like a huge thing, but yeah, it's a huge milestone marker that there is nothing. There is no, you know, Xbox only thing. So if they ever bring Blinks back, he's going to PlayStation. No doubt.
there you go. There you go. I did see. I probably one of the most played games on my friends list is Brotato, and it looks like
Mm-hmm.
they're having a new update coming soon with maybe some new achievements. I don't know if that's something
Well,
that is good or not for
here's
people, but
here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. I think it's already out on Steam, right?
it is. It
And
is out on Steam. Yes.
yeah, and so Steam, I was looking at the achievement count because I saw this news article that you'd pulled up and the comment about the achievements, and I took a quick look and I was like, oh, look at that. Steam has more achievements than Xbox.
Hmm.
And that was because for the Abyss update, which was the last DLC, I guess the first DLC that you could pay for, um, that had fewer achievements on Xbox than it did on Steam. I believe that is the case. So I don't know that they're coming out with more achievements,
Okay.
but there is room to add those same ones that are over on Steam in, I guess, because like for instance, there was uh, do this one job type on this one level or on this other level, and I think that was the biggest difference with the Abyss update. So I think it might have been twice the achievements in Steam that there were on Xbox. So there is room for them to bring that back into Xbox. I just don't see them doing it, but who knows?
Yeah, it's been a while, right, since they added those last achievements.
Yeah, and the article on TA said that it's, a new developer is taking over
Oh, okay. I
with
didn't
this
know that.
update. So this is the first update from the new developer,
That's
or new
interesting.
publisher, or something like that. It's somebody else that's pushing out these updates now. So
I wonder how often that happens in the gaming industry, where you get someone kind of take over. I know, what's it called? Change developers. Why can't I think of that right now? The soccer with the vehicles,
oh right, Rocket League, yeah.
Rocket League did, but it's kind of interesting that it would take over it. But well, yeah, we'll see. I guess we'll see if they end up doing anything different with it, but that's on the horizon. We did get a little bit more detail on the next Xbox, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that. It sounds like it's going to be a very, quote, premium experience, whatever that means. It doesn't matter what people say nowadays because they rip every little word apart. It's
Yeah,
like they came out and said, no, we're not. We're going to be doing something. And it's like, well, you can't tell me specifics and all yada yada. And then, no, we're still making it. It's going to be a very premium experience. Oh, well, it's just like, I am just tired of all of
that
it.
means one way or another, we're going to get your Game Pass Ultimate subscriptions worth out of you. So if you stop getting Ultimate, we're still going to get you when you buy the new console because it's premium.
Yeah.
Uh, that's my guess. Um, no, what I'd seen from it sounds awesome. It's what we wanted on the ROG Ally, right? And what
Hmm.
I thought the ROG Ally was going to give when they first announced it, it sounded like they would play Xbox games natively, and it does not. But it sounds like the next hardware that's actually from Microsoft, not from gosh, who does ROG? Asus.
Asus, yeah.
Asus. I'm not sure. In any case, it's not Microsoft. It's their hardware. It's not Microsoft's hardware. But the next hardware from Microsoft, which is what this article is talking about, is going to be Xbox native and backwards compatible to the
Yeah.
360 and the Xbox One, and play PC, and allow you to do Steam and GOG and Epic and all that fun stuff. So yeah, that sounds awesome. That sounds like a dream. Please do it now. and put some freaking like Hall effect sticks on your next set of controllers or
Xbox Elite
TMR,
3.
yeah, or whatever that new thing is that's after Hall effects. Please just make them last and stop having the stick drift. That
Yeah,
would be premium.
I'm interested to see what it is. I, most likely would get it, and hopefully it still has a disc drive because I still like playing my discs and everything that I have. So hopefully it does. And I would just like the increase. I use mine a lot for movies and such, so it'd be nice to have them read the better, newer Blu-ray discs that come out, the 4K ones. But yeah, I mean, I'm for it. It seems like that's kind of what you either have the really casual players that play, the Fortnites and Robloxes right away, or you have the people that are a little bit more hardcore that like to dip more into different genres and games and everything. So it's
And
kind
what
of
would you
hard to
prefer?
play both, right?
Let me ask you what you would prefer. Like this last generation, we had the Series X and the Series S, and I don't want to steer your answer. What would you prefer? Like two SKUs, one with the drive, one without, or would you prefer one SKU with an add-on? You can just like plug in an optical drive.
Oh, that's good. Oh man.
And what do you think they're going to do? What would you prefer? And what do you think the genius is over at Microsoft?
I mean, it's hard to know what they're going to do. They keep every time you think they're going to do something, they come out and do something completely off brand of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, coming out with I mean, I get the idea why they did the S, because if you think about it, you could just, parents can go buy their, whatever it is, let them stick it in their room, the S, and just let them play, their 2 or 3 games they play, their Call of Duties or so I get, why they do it. I think it'd just be better just to have one thing, just make it simplified. I mean, that's one thing that you got to say that PlayStation did right. They had one with the disc and one without, but everything else was the same.
Exactly. Like had they done the X and the S, where the X had the drive, the S didn't, but they all had the same specs, the same under the hood minus the optical drive, that would have been, to me, ideal. Like that would have been the smart move. I don't know what they're going to do with this next gen, but if they're going to offer, I think they should simplify and just not offer too many SKUs. Just do the one, do an optical drive add-on.
Well, it sounds like from what she said, it sounds like that's just what they're doing, is they're just going to make one console and just have it be more of a premium experience. Now that probably means a higher price for it. So that however you want to take that, we saw the discontent with the game price hike. Well, this is going to be probably with all the tariffs and the other stuff that goes into the electronics nowadays, it's probably going to be pretty expensive to get all those parts in there.
Yeah. I mean, but
playing all those different games and everything. But
ideally, it's a larger piece of hardware, so you're not paying for the small factor of the handheld. That premium price. Hopefully, you're paying the premium for the fact that it's got a newer chipset and all that fun stuff. But
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm kind of looking at it from the angle of, every once in a while I'll dabble into, the PC side of things, and, even making a decent PC computer, still going to set you back quite a bit. So if they're trying to replicate that on the console side, even just on the lower end of that, it's still going to be pretty expensive, especially when you have the Asus, that just came out, and that's $1,000. The Legion Go 2 is $1,300. That's quite a bit of money, and then they're looking at being higher than that, trying to play all those games. But I don't think, going back to the X and the S, I think it was just more of just lazy developers on the side where they get used to just doing one thing, and now they're having to kind of fine tune it to make it the S. I think that just kind of got a little blown out of proportion. But I just think for simplicity's sake, just make one console, and if you want, and have the add-on to be able to play discs, or just put a disc drive in there if you're going to make it that big to play computer stuff. Just let it, have all that stuff in there so you can kind of have more of the all-in-one type thing, and just, have that, make it easy for everyone else. So you can still play your 360 discs, still play any Xbox One or Xbox Series X discs or anything that you have. Just let it encompass all of the backwards compatibility, all that stuff, and don't
When
mess up the delivery.
when was the last time you bought a PC game on optical media?
Oh, shoot. I think the last one I bought was a Command and Conquer set, and that was probably like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the last physical game I bought was probably World of Warcraft, and that was just because I wanted the box.
Yeah, you can't find that. Even if you go into like stores that are like video game stores, unless you go into like a retro video game store, you
Mhm.
can't. If you even find a PC section, it's usually just a card, a digital card, just to buy the card and get the game.
Yeah.
I don't think they even, if they do, it's very, very rare. But maybe we'll get corrected in Discord and everything, and people say, no, you can still do it here. But I mean, that's been gone easily for the last decade. All of my friends that do play PC games only, they none of them have a disc at all. I mean, they
Yeah.
have the disc drive still in their computer, but I don't think anybody has that. Is playing off a disc, but
Yeah, I was just thinking like, oh, well, what if the next premium one also lets you install PC games through the optical? And I was like, wait a second, do they even do optical PC games anymore? No, they don't. Everything's Steam now. So
yeah, everything's like, well, people like, I mean, I usually do that too, where I'll kind of follow the free games. I have a lot of those browsers up, and
mhm.
you know, Epic is like, oh, I'll give you this game for free. Oh, sure, I'll take that. I think they gave away one of those management games I liked, and so I was doing that. And then it's like, oh, this, Steam has this for cheap. Oh yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon. That is from my memories. I'll get that, complete collection for $10 or whatever. So it's just a little easier. Plus, you don't have to store everything, which could be kind of hard depending on space
That
that you
digital
have in
backlog,
yours.
you'd have no idea how big it is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know how many games are in my stuff right now.
And we don't want to think about things like that.
No, no. So we will quickly turn to the targets that were just announced today. We are recording a few days before Halloween, so we just got the announcement for the targets for November. Did you get your targets done for October yet? Are you still
I
plugging away at
did.
those?
Just you were harping on me for hopping all over the place, and that was because of targets and because of Trick or Treat and because of RTDL and also just because of Shiny. But yeah, I just finished my targets this week. In the last 2 or 3 days. Um, was I working on? The John Carpenter special was the last one I was doing.
Yeah, wasn't that weird that was the last one that you? I had the same one.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't know why it was that difficult with the THING one, but
What was it that I did to get that last? That was I had to. Yeah. Oh, well, Power Wash Simulator had a bunch today. Wow. I
okay,
had no idea I could have done that.
perfect.
No. Rise of the Guardians, an Xbox
Okay.
360 non-backwards compatible game. Pretty sure it's not backwards compatible. Check. Yeah, not backwards compatible. I popped that in because it had a whole bunch because Rise of the Guardians has thing in the title of the game, so any achievement would have worked. And there were a bunch that were super easy to get, like, oh, just go to this map, go to this map, go to this map. So very easily, I got the last ones I needed from there, and then I picked up some other ones, like by accident. So, but yeah, back to what we were talking about, the November targets. Target number 1, turn it to 11. Getting ready to go above and beyond this November. Earn 3+ achievements containing an 11 in the true achievement score. You're going for 3 achievements for bronze, 6 for silver, and 9 for gold. I want you to do target 2.
So, target 2 is give thanks. The season of giving is upon us, and we are grateful for all the time and effort of all of our walkthrough writers. Show your appreciation by earning 300 plus gamer score in games that have a published walkthrough on true achievements, and give the walkthrough author a thanks. So 300 gamer score gets you bronze, 600 gets you silver, and 900 gets you gold. So
Wouldn't it be great if they wouldn't give you credit if you didn't give a thumbs up?
there'd be some high level coding there
Yeah.
to be able to get
300
gamer
thumbs
score.
up for bronze.
Oh man.
And then target 3, the Gunpowder Treason, remember the 5th of November, earning 500 plus true achievement score for bronze, 1000 true achievement for silver, and 1605 for gold. And of course, there's no stipulations, just get true achievement score and you're good to go. So
Yeah, it doesn't look like that bad of a month, which is good.
Yeah, not as hopefully not as tricky as John Carpenter's special.
Yeah, the October ones, it was kind of a little bit late. I know I was out of town for a little bit on them, but I kind of got back and I was looking through what I had to do, and I had to kind of pull a game from my backlog to play for the thing, and I was doing that on Sunday and got most of them done until had one left, and I saw that Jusant had one of the ones I needed, so I just finished it up with that. But yeah, I was kind of surprised it wasn't more just through natural gameplay of the game I was playing. But all right.
Hold on. Something that I wasn't sure about until just now is that turn it to 11, target 1. It's just like the 5s achievement or whatever. Have have a 5 somewhere in the score, or what was it, a 2 in the score? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was 5.
This one you have to have an 11 in the true achievement score. So it's either a true achievement of 11 or 110 or 111.
Yeah, that's kind of how I took it this time.
112. so yeah. So it's not just 11 or 12. There's got to be a 1-1 somewhere in the numerical value. Just so
I mean, and that could be hard too, because like they recalculate the score, so you could say, "Hey, I'm going for this," and what if it recalculates out of the 11? So just be wary of that, and when you're going through stuff and everything.
If you have a limited amount of games in your in your collection, maybe you should focus on that one first. Who knows? Do what you can while you can.
Yep. I guess there was some kind of ID event.
You guess.
Talk about.
You guess there was some sort of ID at Xbox. There absolutely was. I know you must have been busy today.
I was busy and I did not see this, so please enlighten me.
Well, you have the entire rest of the week to catch up on the ID at Xbox showcase that happened today, the 28th. That's a Tuesday. If you're listening to this afterwards, hey, you too can go check out all the cool stuff that was announced. Yeah, I love it. ID at Xbox showcase. I love indies, and thankfully, this, in my opinion, was another good ID at Xbox showcase. It wasn't another kind of like wah wah. There were actually good games I'm excited about. Raw Fury, as a publisher, had like a sizzle reel with I think 3 games. Monsters Are Coming, Rockin' Road. That's coming to Game Pass on November 20th. It's a day 1 Game Pass, and it has this really cool tag that's brand new that I haven't seen before. It says handheld verified. Now, I don't have a handheld. I can't play it and take advantage of that tag, but that's kind of cool. I guess that's something we're going to see more and more often now that the Rogue Ally and all that fun stuff is out. This game looks awesome. It looks like kind of a tower defense / survivor where you're running around smashing stuff / it just looks cool. Go watch a video. This is very interesting. I've not seen gameplay like this. This is like an iteration combining tower defense and vampire survivor likes. Very interesting and be interesting to see how it actually plays and all that fun stuff. And that's not too far away, November 20th. The next thing they showed was Dome Keeper, coming to Game Pass December 9th on day 1 Game Pass. And this game was super cool. This has been around for a long time on Steam. And I was very excited to hopefully get this game, and then it didn't happen, but we got one of those things that was kind of like somebody saw Dome Keeper, thought it was awesome, made their own version of it, called it Wall World. It's not a garbage game. It's not a baby game. It's actually a good game, Wall World. But it is essentially Dome Keeper without the Dome Keeper name and the Dome Keeper seal, a standard, seal of quality. Dome Keeper looks better. And so if you enjoyed Wall World, Dome Keeper, I think, is going to be awesome. I'm very excited for that one. And then the third one they showed was this game called Routine, which I think it's horror, so I don't pay a whole lot of attention to it. But I think they've been talking about this game for a long time. So I think horror fans who follow the news may be more familiar with this. That's coming to Xbox Game Pass day one, December 4th, and it's also handheld verified. So if you are that rare unicorn that loves horror and has a grand to drop on a handheld, good for you. Some other things they showed in the showcase: Agri, Village of Calamity, also kind of an action horror game. Day one Game Pass. It looks pretty good. I was surprised at the quality of this game for an ID at Xbox title. I was thinking, oh, this reminds me a lot of Resident Evil kind of village style. So it looks interesting. It looks like it's varied gameplay, and I don't know, it looks pretty quality. Only like 10 or so achievements, so not a whole lot. They already have the achievement list. They don't have a release date for it, but if you're a fan of horror, you might want to go check that out. That's Agri Village of Calamity. Then a game that apparently is popular on the socials, I don't know, called Sledding Game. Doesn't look amazing to me, but apparently it's got a lot of the youths are playing this, I guess, and having a good time. I don't know. Doesn't look amazing to me, but that's coming to day one Game Pass. No date announced yet. And then another game with no date announced is called Oasis, Awaysis, Oasis. No release date. It's day one Game Pass. It's the same developer as Skulls of the Shogun and Galaxy, and it's got kind of physics-based combat. Like these little characters running around the screen with these huge swords, and it just looks interesting. I don't know that I'm sold on this one yet, but I want to know more. And then that was it for the ID at Xbox Showcase. There might have been more, but that's all we're going to talk about. And there is more stuff coming. In November, there is a partner preview event. We don't know the actual date. We don't know the actual partner. However, it's the Windows Central broke the news, or that's where I saw it. I don't know if they broke it. They said that this is going to almost entirely feature Play Anywhere titles. So I think this is going to be something that's kind of focused to those people that are in the getting the handhelds, or are going to install the experience, the Xbox experience, or whatever it's called, on their existing handhelds that they had from previously. I think it's going to be benefiting those people more. But obviously, we'd get these games as well on our lowly consoles or PCs. So that's the partner preview event sometime in November. We'll get more news on that, and of course, the Game Awards in December. So we've got 2 events coming up in the next 2 months, and as always, I'm excited for news. So
I think you might be more excited for news than you are for the games sometimes.
Well, maybe. They go hand in hand.
You're a newsaholic. But if you have $1,000 to spend on the handheld, then you might have $50 to play Final Fantasy.
I did not do that.
Yet.
No, I'm not going to.
You're going to do it tonight.
They've also patched it. They patched it.
Oh, did they?
Oh, yeah, they patched it.
Okay. Well, there you go. Now that joke doesn't last anymore. All right. Speaking of Final Fantasy games, we are going to go into the game showcase, where if you check our doc, it is blank. So I guess that wraps up the show for today, right?
Yeah. Quick one.
I will take the first stab at this. We've had both of us have had kind of a busy week, but we've been playing quite a few games, I would say, for each of us. So the one I wanted to focus on, and unfortunately, by the time you hear this, it will be out of Game Pass, and that is Return to Monkey Island. Are you a Monkey Island fan? Have you played the previous games on computer or Xbox?
I would say I am a fan of those games from afar, not from actually having played them to any sort of extent. I've dabbled in them, but I love LucasArts games, and so yeah, I'm familiar with them, not super familiar, and yes, I was very upset that I waited this long to play it.
Yeah, it was one of those ones that when it came to Gamecast, I was very excited for it because I am a fan of the series. I did not play the original when it came out. I played it later. But I do remember seeing. I'm trying to think of who it was. It wasn't my dad, but it was like I think it was like an uncle or somebody playing the original one on the computer, and I was like, "Wow, this is pretty cool" at the time. And so when they came to Xbox, like I don't know if it was called the remastered or whatever it was, but they kind of updated some stuff on it, and it looked a lot better. I played that, and I played the second one that they released on Xbox. I think it was called LeChuck's Revenge. And this one, the Return to Monkey Island, is basically I think a sequel from that. I know there's more games in the series, but they brought back one of the I want to say writers or editors of the original games to make this game for for PC, and then later got sent over to PlayStation and Xbox. So it came to Game Pass, and it's a fun game. If you like the previous series, I would say you're gonna like this one. It's got very similar humor. It's got very similar gameplay. I will say the one thing that I think is a little detrimental to the game is it's a little extended. The previous games, let me see if I can pull this up real fast, but the previous games kind of come to, I think they came in at like just a couple hours. They weren't very long, but this one, the TA estimate comes in at 15 to 20 hours. I finished it in just a little over 11 hours. So it is a little bit longer than the other games. Yeah, so The Secret of Monkey Island, it's called the Special Edition. That's point and click on the 360. That was 4 to 5 hours. So that's quite a bit longer than the other one. I don't know if they have. I don't see LeChuck's Revenge on that one, so I'll just go back. But, anyways, this game kind of starts you off playing as a kid, and you think, oh, this might be fun. It's kind of Guy Wood when he's young, but no, actually, it is his son, and he starts to tell a story to his son about finding the secret to Monkey Island, and that kind of starts the shenanigans that you will come to know if you played the previous game. If you have not played any of the previous games, it doesn't really hold you to that knowledge. Uh, but maybe Koosh, you could kind of speak a second to that because I know you've started the game and you said you've kind of seen it from afar. Would you say that's accurate?
Would I say what is accurate?
Just that you
Just,
don't really need to have much knowledge of the previous kind of story or
I think you would benefit from previous knowledge. I think that they draw, they bring enough characters and things back that as I was playing it, having not played all the games, I was kind of like, oh man, I wish I had like 2 more months to play this so I could go play the other stuff. And no, but no, you do not need that in order to play this. But I think you'd appreciate it more.
yeah, I would agree with that assessment. They do bring some characters back, which I had to kind of Google because it's been a long time since I played LeChuck's Revenge. And the Secret to Monkey Island. I don't even know. Let me see when else. So I played this one, and obviously right now I played Secret of Monkey Island last in 2014 and 2015. So it's been a quite a long time since I played it. So it's kind of hard to remember all that. Let me see. LeChuck's Revenge was 2015. So it looks like I played the first two in 2015 uh, as a replay on the Xbox. So it's been quite a while. So I had to do the same thing. I kind of had to pull up a little bit and kind of see who was who again. But they do. You're right that they have bring in cameos. They bring in characters from the previous game to continue the story. But I feel like overall they did a pretty good job. I do have some complaints. Story wise, I thought they did great. Um, but I think I was messaging you a little bit earlier about trivia cards. So they have trivia cards in the game that you can find on the different difficulties, and you need to find a 100 trivia cards, which I believe they did an update in the past and added more to bring the total to 170. So there are plenty of extra to find. But the problem is that according to people that have kind of looked into these cards, is that they only spawn like anywhere from 4 to 10 cards in like a 20-minute period. So you go into part of a level, and then supposedly if you find a card, you have to leave that level and go somewhere else, and after 20 minutes or so, one might spawn back at that level or not. It might spawn somewhere else. So you can kind of do a loop, and they recommend that you find these cards at right before the end game stuff happens on the last level. So you keep a save there. You can finish the game, get all the in-game achievements that are there, which there's two ending achievements, and you can easily get both of them. But they say to kind of do a loop at all these different areas in the game, and then either just leave your Xbox idling on one area, or what I was doing is I do a loop, and then I finished this on Saturday, this last Saturday, and I did a loop, and then I had to go do errands with the kids. I came back, did another loop, started watching some football for a little bit, turned that off, just kept doing these loops until I got the 100 questions on there. There are guides that provide the answers to the questions, because you do have to answer the 100 questions to get the last achievement in there. I believe the only achievement you get for collecting them is 20. Yeah, 20 cards is the highest you get for that. So, but that was kind of the only thing that really bogged the game down for me, because it was kind of out of character. I think just didn't really go with the rest of it. I think they could have just made some other fun miscellaneous type achievements for that instead of doing the trivia questions. But yeah, it was overall the game was a lot of fun. It kind of kept the humor, it kind of kept the story from the previous games, and just the shenanigans that he goes on as he's trying to complete this story. And I'm not going to spoil anything else. So that, I kind of started what the story starts with, and you can figure it out as you go from there. But overall, it did a great job. There are miscellaneous achievements, so be sure to keep your eye open for that. There is a walkthrough on TA if that is your forte and you want to do it quickly before I guess it's already going to be gone, so you can't worry about that. But the price tag is $24.99, which I think is a little steep. Let me see what it's been. The lowest price is
$12.50.
$12.50. I think $12.50 is a good price for it, because it does provide you with a good meaty chunk at that point. But as far as that goes, you're not going to get locked out of stuff. I think there's 9 save slots, so you have plenty of things to save along your way if you feel like you missed something and you want to go back and get it. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's worth a playthrough, especially if you like either the point and click genre, or you like the story of Monkey Island and Guywood. I think that's definitely worth a check out. And as you said, I was sad that I left it to the end. I didn't really rush through it, but I did play it pretty quickly to try to get done with that, because I was trying to get to Gisant as well. But yeah, what are your impressions? I know I saw you have started it.
Oh, what are my impressions? My impressions are that I'm mad at me, because this game is really good and it's like really well written. I mean, if you're into the LucasArts style, it is just that in spades, and it's so good. And I want to click on all the prompts because they're just so funny. Um, it's just it's a shame that I waited this long, and I will probably pick it up when it's cheap, and then and talk about going back and playing it again and enjoying it at a slower pace. But I'll never do that. So I'm resigned to the fact that I am playing with a guide, and when I can tell that I don't have to follow a very specific series of prompts, I'm clicking on stuff just to hear the responses and the wittiness and the banter and all that. I'm really enjoying that. I haven't been doing that the whole time. I haven't been solving these puzzles on my own, so I don't feel like a genius as I'm doing it. But I'm just like, oh man, that was really cool. That's a really cool puzzle that they did. Or oh, that was super. I wish I had gone through the trouble of figuring that out myself, and knowing, oh well, if I combine these two things, then I can go trick this one person. So yeah, I wish I hadn't waited to the end. And this is the type of game that I hate playing on a timeline, because it's just so easy to open up that guide and do it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm playing to the guide. I'm currently on Act 4. I just started Act 4 last night, and I'm going to
Okay.
basically get to the end. I've got a save point. I'm gonna get all the cards, and then I'll do the quick the 2-hour speed run, which I think is silly, but I'll do that too. So I hope to have this all done before it leaves. But if not, then that'll make it more likely that I'll actually buy it and complete it at some point in the future. I looked I have the other two games on the 360.
There
I
you
have
go.
one achievement. I have one achievement in the first game. I have the second game, but I have not played it. So yeah, yeah. That's what I feel about it. I wish they gave us more notice, because then I could have played this properly.
Yeah.
My gosh, very early on, there's this gag where you have to make a mop, and there's a special tree called a mop tree that you're supposed to carve a branch off of to make a mop. And this game does
One
something that's
branch.
absolutely, yeah, this game does something that caught me by surprise. And it's so gosh darn funny. And just, oh man. Yeah, I wish I had played this properly.
Yeah, there's a
but
lot of fun humor in it.
but I'm still getting good stuff out of it, even at this rush pace. I think anyone else that, is doing this on their own, obviously, because not going to be able to listen to us talk about it and then go slam it out. Hopefully, they are also getting something out of it, even if they're playing it from the guide.
Yeah, so a couple of things that you said. First playthrough, they recommend you playing on hard difficulty, which just kind of adds a little extra difficulty to the puzzles, but you have to get some achievements under the hard difficulty. So whatever you want to play. If you want to do a casual playthrough first, get a lot of the stuff, and then switch over to hard, you can do that. And then there is a speed run, which is typical for the Monkey Island games. I believe the other two had speed runs in them. It doesn't give you a time, and you can pause the game, which stops the timer. But I believe I came in about an hour 25, maybe an hour 30. So it's pretty quick if you're just going straight through the story. Uh, you can get through it pretty quickly if you need to. So, but that's Return to Monkey Island. I think it's worth a check out. It will be unfortunately leaving Game Pass, so hopefully you're able to check it out while it was in Game Pass, and then if not, put it on that watch list or wish list or whatever, and check it out then and enjoy that game. But what is your surprise game that you're bringing to the table, Koosh?
Oh boy! So last
One
time we were together, we
one
were
game.
talking about my 50% completion rate, and then I started every game. So I hit 50%, and I immediately played Ball Pit. I immediately fired up Keeper. The second it hit, I immediately fired up Power Wash Simulator 2. The second it came out, I immediately fired up Bounty Star as soon as it hit Game Pass. And so, yeah, I started 9 Years of Shadows. So I've started a lot of games in the past 2 weeks, because that's what I do. And of course, Return to Monkey Island. So as of right now, I'm still above 50%. I'm at 50.02. So I've been able to bob that 50% line, mostly because I've been focusing on closing out some things more recently, like Power Wash Simulator. I'm going through and trying to do all the DLC for that. And that goes pretty quickly. So that's helping me. But the game I want to talk about very briefly, because I think talking about it too much will ruin the experience, is Keeper. So this is a Double Fine game. And you may not have heard about it. Unless you've been listening to the show and you've been listening to me be very excited for this thing. I've mentioned it last time we were together, and maybe even the time before that. I don't know, but I've had my eye on this because it's a Double Fine game, and it was on one of their their partner showcases or something. I don't know. They basically showed it somewhat recently in the past quarter or so, and I was blown away by it, and I was like, wow, that looks exactly what I want to play from Double Fine. If I'm not playing Psychonauts 3, that's exactly what I want to play from Double Fine. What is it? Okay, well, Keeper is an adventure game where you play as an anthropomorphized lighthouse. It's crazy, right? This lighthouse falls over and then it grows legs, and then that's you. So that's kind of how the game starts out, and you're just kind of walking around. You befriend this bird, and the bird kind of just rides on your shoulder. It's a very dangerous world, I guess, that you wake up in, and the bird is scared by these things that are flying around, these animals, and so it looks for shelter on the lighthouse because the lighthouse has a light that it can use to scare things away. There is no combat in this game. There is no, you're not attacking anything, but you are using your light beam to interact with the world around you. Some of that could just be visual, just like, here's some plants, shine on the plants grow. And that's all they do. But it looks awesome. And the visuals in this game cannot be understated. I mean, this game is beautiful. You wouldn't think Double Fine beautiful. Double Fine beautiful. This game looks so good. It's a little bit, the mechanics, the controls of the lighthouse are kind of like tank controls in a bit, in that your right stick will control the left right swing of the light. So sometimes it's a little frustrating. You can't control the camera. The camera is being controlled for you. So controlling that light beam can be a little bit frustrating, but once again, there's no combat. There's no time sensitive. There's no twitch controls. This game is more of immerse yourself in this world, explore it, and just solve puzzles, and just kind of take in this world that they've created. I don't want to say exactly where you go or what you do, because so much of this game is experiencing the game, and it is Game Pass, but I think it's Game Pass Ultimate. So it's the higher tier. So I don't know that everyone's going to get this right away, but this will come to premium in a year. When it does, I think this is something that people who are looking for just an adventure or just a really good looking game should remember and maybe come back to. Now, the achievements, there are 13 achievements, and I don't want to look at them too closely because they are kind of hidden. Each one of these represents like a hidden spot in the game where you kind of just go off the beaten path just a little bit, and maybe you go into like this little nook, and then you shine your light on an object, and that object then interacts with the light, and it forms a little statue, and then you get a very tiny bit of information from the achievement title, but that's all you get. Like there's no language in this game. There's nothing to read. There's no audio. There's no anyone talking. So everything that you're getting out of this is just inferred, or you're learning it from the gameplay, and you're kind of piecing this story together in your mind about, okay, well, what's actually taking place here? What is this lighthouse doing? What is going on? However, in other reviews I've seen, they said that really the lore of this game is best presented to you, or best developed through the achievements, like the description of the achievement, the text for the achievement kind of gives you that, that written lore that you don't get from the game itself. So that's why I am not looking at the achievements very closely. But my understanding from the reviews I've heard is that that's what they all are. They all are just finding these little statues or these little whatevers and getting like just that little drip feed of lore from them as you're playing through. I currently have 3 of the 13. I've been playing for, TA says 2.5 hours. That's probably about right. So I'm about halfway through the estimated 5 to 6. So I feel like I've gotten enough of this to tell that it's going to be one of my games that I'm going to say is game of the year. and just it'll probably be in my top 10, probably top 15, something like that, at the end of the year, just because this year's just been crazy. Since I'm talking about the camera and the way it controls, the game just does this really cool job of changing the perspective, and you just get your usual kind of left to right. You then get your, they switch the angles. Sometimes you walk into the camera, and the very next scene you're walking out of the camera. That can be a little frustrating, when the direction that you're walking switches, when the camera switches, and just like they used to do in RE. Like, so as soon as you let go of the controller, you then have to switch the direction. So if you're walking towards the camera, you pass the camera, and then the perspective changes. Now you're walking away from the camera. If you're still holding down, like, you'll still walk forward. But the second you let go of that controller or that stick and then you move again, then you have to switch to the correct orientation for the current camera view, if you know what I'm talking about. You'd get it if you're playing the game. But so some people might be a little frustrated with that. Once again, it's not Twitch gameplay. You don't have to worry about that. But yeah, Keeper is... I wish it was on standard or, premium, whatever they call it now. I wish more people could play this right away, because I'm afraid it's going to get forgotten. But it is just a fantastic game. $30 is a little crazy for this. But, it's hard to tell people to just go pay $30 and play it right now. Because that's a month of Game Pass Ultimate. So maybe do that. Maybe you'll get yourself a month of Game Pass Ultimate, play this game, and then play all that other stuff that we talked about earlier that's coming out next month. But yeah, that's Keeper.
I've heard that none of the achievements are missable, right? Is there like some kind of chapter select or something? I don't really know much about it, but
well, I'm about halfway through the game, and to me, there is no chapter select.
Okay.
As I'm playing the game, there is no chapter select to be able to go in and do that. Let me just fire it up real quick and see if there's something from the menu.
I thought like when I had been kind of looking at, people had been talking about it when it came out, it said, people ask, how are the achievements, or anything missable or anything. And it sounds like there's some kind of way to go back and do something if you did miss it.
Okay, yeah. So from the menu system, I do actually see a chapter select, and it's a lot like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. So it's a lot like the Limbo. So the Limbo style, when you go in to pick a checkpoint, there's just like these dots on the bottom of the screen, and they actually have names for each one of them, like the last beacon, the mountain eye, crumbling ledge. And so you can actually just go there and pick which one you want to do. I don't see any sort of indication on the screens right now that would tell you that, there's a collectible, which gets you an achievement in this particular chapter or anything. But even just the art from each one of these is just, you just want to stop and look at it. Man, this game's good looking. I can put it away so I can focus. But yeah, so there actually is chapter select. You can do it as you're going. So yeah, that's why they would say these aren't missable. So once you're done experiencing the whole thing, go back and get them. Follow a guide or something if you're so inclined, unless you want to go find them yourself.
That's interesting. Are they... So TA listed as adventure. Would you say it's kind of adventure? I've heard kind of some puzzle elements in there.
Oh, there's 100% puzzles.
Okay. Are they pretty, good, easy? Not easy, maybe, but like, are you able to kind of figure them out pretty well, or is it?
Well, I don't want to toot my own horn, but
but
I did solve a puzzle that my 12-year-old couldn't.
Oh man, that's not a brag.
Nothing is too hard at this point. And I'm not blown away by the puzzles. I'm more blown away by just the visuals and that. But it's not like when I was playing Animal Well and some of those puzzles or some of those controls, like figuring out, okay, well, how do I use this tool to do this particular movement or get farther in this room using this tool? And it's just some sort of movement ability from the tool that's not obvious right away. But when you kind of play with them a little bit, you sort of figure out, oh, well, I can do this. Keeper doesn't really do that so much. It's mostly about kind of just looking at the room you're in. And the puzzles they don't span too many rooms. There are a couple puzzles that do require you to travel maybe 2 or 3 rooms away and then come back to them. But for the most part, they're all just like, you go to an area, you do a thing, maybe you'll pick up an item to bring it back to another area. You'll put that item in this thing, you'll go off to another little area, do a thing, you bring a thing back, you put it back on that same central thing, and then that's a general area that you're in. Okay, now you can progress to the next area that has these little smaller areas to do basically the same sort of thing, but just a different presentation of it.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's one that I've kind of, as definitely intrigued me. I'm hoping, I'm sure I'll get around to it someday. I like the Double Fine games, so I
Yeah,
like that it's
yeah,
coming to Game Pass. I don't know if it's. I think it's one of those ones that you just kind of like, if you subscribe for a month or two to play a certain game, hopefully you kind of sneak around and get into this one too. You might not subscribe to Game Pass for it, but
yeah, exactly. If you're playing it for another premium game, if you will, you could fill up your extra time, your leftover time with a game like Keeper,
yeah,
and that would be a fantastic
yeah,
use of your time.
yeah, 5 to 6 hours is what I'm seeing. So
Yep.
that's definitely not too bad. And that's, yeah, it says Ultimate Game, PC Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, Cloud Gaming. So probably be a good wherever you want to play it, one of those ones. So, all right. Well, we've talked about Return to Monkey Island and we've talked about Keeper. So, what is coming to Game Pass here in the future? Let's get to that. See if there's anything that will be interesting to any of you. We have, let's see, we have Commandos Origins on console, PC, cloud. That's on Game Pass Premium. It's a stealth strategy game. They've been talking about this one for a long time. This is a 60 to 80 hour game, so quite the chunky one there. We're getting the updated Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 version on Xbox Series X and S, PC Cloud, Game Pass Premium. So that's your sim aerial open world game. Bounty Star, which I believe was is that the one that was the shadow drop or the new drop?
It was we knew about it,
Oh, we
but
knew about. Okay, I thought
yeah,
there was one that was kind of like a surprise.
there were a couple that are surprises. Yeah, and I'll mention them if you don't pick up on them.
Okay. Bounty Star on Xbox Series X and S, PC Cloud. This is on Ultimate and PC Game Pass. It's an action adventure mech. Oh, this was the PlayStation one, wasn't it?
No, no,
No.
it's a
Dang it,
different
man.
one.
I'm 0 for 2 right now.
But this is an Annapurna game, if that's what you meant.
Yeah, that's what you
We'll
meant. That's what, we'll go
Yeah,
with
yeah, there
that.
we
Well, that's
go.
what you meant. Yeah. Koosh has been playing a little bit of the Power Wash Simulator 2. This is on Xbox Series X and S, PC Cloud. It's on Ultimate and PC Game Pass. And I know you said, and we were talking a little bit in before the show, that their controls are a little different. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, yeah. The way it plays, the controller layout is different. It just works differently. So I'd been working on Power Wash when Power Wash Sim 2 was, we got the date for it. We knew it was soon. So I played a little bit of Power Wash. So the controls were fresh in my mind. I then fired up Power Wash Simulator 2 the second I could. And I played the first level and I was like, oh, this is different. Let me go back and finish all of my Power Wash Sim 1 DLC, and then I'll come back and play this. And that way I won't be hopping back and forth between the two and being frustrated by the controls being slightly different. There's also an exploit. I don't know if you've seen this. There's an exploit. I don't recommend doing it because I love this game and I think the gameplay is the reason you play the game. But hey, whatever. If you're into just getting the gamer score as quickly as you can, there is an exploit you can read up on TA about it in the forums of the game. It doesn't break any TA policies or whatever. It involves two people, involves the two player aspect of the game, and just kind of hopping out, hopping in, and that allows you to basically get credit for completing the level without actually washing the level. So if you want to do that, you want to cheat yourself of this gameplay experience, go for it. Read up on it and go check it out. I will be playing the whole thing because I love the gameplay.
All right, we have Super Fantasy Kingdom on PC. It's Ultimate PC Game Pass. It's a roguelike sim management game. I was reading up a little bit on this today because I saw the achievements, and it's a game preview game that comes with, I think, 52 achievements. Looks a little interesting, excuse me. So I might check that one out someday. Pacific Drive is on Xbox Series X and S, PC Cloud. It's on Game Pass Premium. It's a survival game. We have Halls
That
of. Oh, go
that
ahead.
was the PlayStation game that you were thinking of.
Okay, that was the one. Let me
Yes.
see. I know you always do a good job of putting the links. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Oh, this is the hard
first
driving.
person driving survival.
Yeah,
Which never heard that combination before, but it looks
yeah,
interesting.
it does. Yeah, I was looking up. I was reading the article for the achievements on that one, and it's got pretty good reviews on Steam. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's first person driving. Yeah, it's kind of some driving horror survival thing. So all right, the next one is Halls of Torment on Xbox Series X and S, PC Cloud. It's on Ultimate Premium, PC Game Pass. It's a roguelite, so I'm sure that'll interest you, right? You
Yeah,
want
and it
to?
looks a lot like Vampire Survivors. So if you're into, hey, I want more Vampire Survivors, but I don't want to play the actual Vampire Survivors, here you go, Halls of Torment.
There you go. Or you've already completed that. And
Or you've already completed it. But they just put out. That's one of the things that they talked about. The idea Xbox was a Balatro and Vampire Survivors mashup that's out today. So I guaranteed you have not finished Vampire Survivors because they just updated it today. So
more achievements there.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So one of the ones I'm very interested in is the Outer Worlds 2 finally is coming out. It's been on if you bought the upgraded $30 version that Xbox usually does, or you bought the super fancy edition for $100 or $80 or whatever it is, then you could play 5 days early. But for the rest of us, you had to wait till today to start it. And this is on Xbox Series X and S, PC Cloud. It's on Ultimate and PC Game Pass. Achievements are out. They look pretty similar to the first one. From what I read the review on it today that TA did, and it sounds like it's pretty similar to the first game. So if you like the first game, I'm sure you'll like this one. Then we get a little bit into November. We get 1000X Resist on Xbox Series X and S, PC Cloud. It's on Ultimate Premium PC Game Pass. We get Football Manager 26 on PC and console, and that's only on Ultimate and PC Game Pass. We get Dead Static Drive on November 5th, and we get Egging on November 6th, which isn't that the thing I saw today on TA about some egg,
Yes,
the
it
ultimate egg?
looks awesome. It
I
looks
haven't
so.
seen it for trivia for it, but I just saw the quick little TA snippet about being the
Oh,
best egg game or something.
go watch a video. Go watch a video on
I
Egging
will.
On.
I
It's a
will.
platformer where you play as an egg. So you're kind of like doing that weird kind of oblong type of roll, and you're just trying to jump from crazy object to crazy object, and I guess complete the course. I don't know, but when you fall and smash, it's great. And there's different egg types. So one egg's like a pumpkin. So when you smash, like there's
Really.
seeds everywhere. It just looks like it's crazy fun, and I'm excited for that. Dead Static Drive looks very interesting too, although it's got some kind of horror elements to it. And it's very easy to confuse that one with Pacific Drive. But they do play completely differently. Pacific Drive first person driving, and Dead Static Drive looks more like an over, top down or 3/4 perspective type kind of actiony type game. But man, so much cool stuff on that service that we love to hate, Game Pass.
But yeah, that's what we got coming here. I'm sure we'll hear some news by the next time we are on. Leaving Game Pass, unfortunately, everything's going to be gone by the time this podcast comes out. So hopefully, you had a chance to get to it. Metal Slug Tactics, the aforementioned Return to Monkey Island, which I recommend you check out sometime. And I know you have played Jusant and you talked about it a long time ago. I don't remember the number or the level that we talked about it, but I remember you did. I just finished that let's see, what's today? Tuesday. I finished it yesterday. And $25 is a little bit steep, but I think on sale it's worth it. It's about a 6 to 8 hour game. Let me see what TA has me at. I believe I came in a little under it, 5.5 hours. So there is chapter select, so any kind of collectibles you miss, you can go back and get them pretty easily. But overall, I thought it was a pretty fun game. I liked it.
And now all three games that are leaving are all $25 each, but I think they've been on sale as low as 50% off pretty much for all of them. Maybe I think Metal Slug Tactics is the only one that wasn't half off. I think it was like $16 or something. So
Yeah, Jusant, I'm seeing $11.24, so that's 55% off. And then Metal Slug comes in at 16.24.
I didn't play that, but Freem played that and he really enjoyed it. So if you're kind of a tactics fan and you know the kind of stuff that Freem plays, and I think he would recommend that one. At least he recommended it to me on the side. So I think we talked about that at one point. I don't know if we recorded that one or not, but I thought we did.
Yeah, it's an 80 to 100 hour game. It's a little bit chunky, but
yeah, you're not getting it done.
You're definitely
for the end of the month.
No, I mean, if we dedicated the next 3 days, but
yeah, and
good luck with that.
Else.
And nothing else. Yeah, good luck with that. Well, congrats to, I believe it was it Kirkland or Fighter Chip, not Kirkland. Congrats to Fighter Chip on his newborn baby. Hope everything's healthy there. Any other brags that you saw other than you keeping your 50%?
No, yeah. Congratulations, Fighter Chip. I don't think anyone else, if anyone else did put anything, sorry, Fighter Chip wins and we could not remember yours. So
no. Yeah, it doesn't matter what anybody else did. Sorry. Fighter Chip had a baby. Like
yeah, he did a real world one. So sorry.
Yeah, I'm not seeing much other than Super Bob, bragging about how he finished Power Wash.
Yeah, Power Wash too. So good for you. I'm glad you're happy.
Glad you congrats to all the GTAS players who are still in there too. I know that sounds like it's starting to heat up.
Yeah, by what Elroy was saying last week, it's a much more accelerated, thankfully, contest than it has been, years and years ago. This thing hopefully won't overtake lives and ruin marriages like it did before.
All right. Well, I think that is it for us this week, unless there's anything else that you have, Koosh.
No, I think I've gone on long enough about all the games that I'm going to start and never finish.
You could probably have a 5-hour section by yourself just talking about everything you played in the last.
Probably could.
And it would be fascinating to hear, right? But anyways, this has been Achievement Hunting 101. Check us out in the Discord. Bring out the discussion podcasts and any other suggestions or games. If you have any games that you're interested in playing, I'm happy to try just about anything other than what is it that you like so much, roguelites?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of those lately, and they've just been dropping them with Deep Rock Survivors and Ball Pit, and
yeah, let's make sure to add the
new stuff that's coming out. It's crazy, it's taking off.
Yeah, just too many good games. It's that time of the year where everybody drops a lot of stuff. So
that Vampire Survivor guy, he might be onto something.
Anyways, this has been level 374. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you in 2 weeks.
Yep.
See you later.
Bye-bye.